I will ensure that Mr. Herr receives all the resources he needs to conduct his work. As I have said before, I strongly believe that the normal processes of this department can handle all investigations with integrity. But under the regulations, the extraordinary circumstances here require the appointment of a special counsel for this matter. This appointment underscores for the public the department's commitment to both independence and accountability in particularly sensitive matters, and to making decisions indisputably guided only by the facts and the law. I am confident that Mr. Herr will carry out his responsibility in an even-handed and urgent manner and in accordance with the highest traditions of this department. Thank you all.
Welcome to Seen and Heard podcast. We are doing a special episode, Garland and his announcement into the investigation of Biden and his documents that were returned to the National Archives. He cooperated, and we're going to get into how the media now has new talking points to go along with the GOP and trying to discredit Biden and his administration, only because of Trump. I'm going to also play a little bit of this audio that Trump went on to Mark Levin's show tonight. And I really hate going on right-wing platforms, but I'm going to play a little bit of this audio of Trump.
He did, and all of a sudden this stuff starts coming out. And I have a feeling a lot more is going to come out over the next coming months in terms of him. But this prosecutor should resign. He's got a conflict. My prosecutor.
This Jack
His name
Smith.
is Jack Smith. I wonder what his name was before Smith. I don't know. Maybe it was Smith, but it seems like such a nice name, Jack Smith. He is a terrorist. He is a Trump hater. His best friends are Weissman and all of these characters.
Yep.
Lisa Monaco at the Justice Department, one of the top officials.
Deputy Attorney General.
This is a disgraceful situation. He should resign. His wife hates Trump, probably even beyond him. And his wife has a sister who openly hates it like a level that you can't even believe. And this is the man that's going to give me fair. But it's over, because 4 days ago when the Obama stuff came out, because these are probably mostly, I guess, in all cases, they're Obama documents, unless he took from the previous administration, which I doubt. But when all of these documents started coming out and Biden had them, it really changed the complexion and the intensity that they were showing to me, because, what they did is, I don't say far worse. I did nothing wrong. What they did is not good. What they did is bad.
What they did is, when your folks were negotiating with them, then they didn't hear for a few months, and then all of a sudden, these FBI SWAT team shows up. There had been no discussions whatsoever, and I don't see, and I could be wrong, we don't have all the facts, I don't see them subpoenaing Biden as they found document after document. I didn't see any SWAT team to try and get documents. You see they immediately criminalized your situation. And they and they handled Biden under administrative processes, but now that we have a special counsel. But you're right; these are two different people. There's no evidence that this guy, who they appointed to go to investigate Biden, comes in with any heavy-duty animus. But there is evidence that this guy Jack Smith's family is heavy-duty Obama, and his background really is.
He's a disciple of Obama's Attorney General, as you probably know, and they're best friends and all this, and they've been spending years trying to get me and Hillary Clinton, the whole group. This guy is a disciple, and they say he's tough. What's tough? What does tough mean? They say he's tough. We don't want tough. We want fair. Okay, They can be tough and fair, but he's not fair, and he's only out to do one thing. But this threw a wrench into the works. This really gummed it up, because what Obama did and maybe he was involved in. For all I know, he might have been involved. But what he did, what Biden did with the Obama papers, or the papers of Obama Biden, is incredible, and it's really changed the equation. And I will say the Republicans are united like practically never before. That whole situation that went on for 4 or 5 days with 17 roll calls and all of the different things, it actually went to, and I know you were very much for Kevin getting it done, because, you understood that it would have been a disaster had we not got that done then, if we had to wait another 3 days before it started.
So, question for you viewers out there. When and at what specific point were you glad that Garland didn't get his SCOTUS seat? I'd like to know. Leave your responses down in the comment section. So, now back to Garland. So, he said that he did not want to indict the next president close to an election, but he jumped all over this to open an investigation into a sitting president. So his fear of looking political is an absolute joke, actually. So he owns every ounce of this debacle to because of his unwillingness to enforce the law. He's failed. DOJ has failed. The sedition caucus, Republicans, they've all been seated in Congress. Trump is running for president again. And we're still told to keep calm about all this. Now they're opening up investigations into Biden, his family, and Hunter Biden. I mean, if he is guilty, or any of them are guilty of anything, yes. We're not a cult, and we want everybody held accountable. But from what I'm seeing and hearing is everything that they say that they're wanting to charge Biden with, Trump and his family, his demon spawn, they're all guilty of exactly that. The nepotism in Trump's regime, because I still don't want to give him the courtesy, because he never earned the courtesy of having, to be referred to as an administration. So he appointed his son-in-law Jared as a senior advisor, and that appointment ran afoul, because of the anti-nepotism statute. The statute specifically, both that the prohibition against hiring family members applies to the president, and that sons-in-law are family members. Given the even closer proximity of their relationship, Trump's more recent hiring of his daughter, Ivanka, seemed to be even more apparent violation of the statute. Overturning decades of precedent, however, the Department of Justice allowed him to hire them and give him security clearance. Both of them got security clearance. So, let's see. Here's an excerpt from an article written in NPR. Republicans have won the House. Now they're promising to investigate the Bidens. Two top Republicans, Representative James Comer and Jim Jordan, are expected to chair the House Oversight and Judiciary Committees next year. They are planning to lay out the evidence they say they have gathered from whistleblowers that show President Biden's son Hunter engaged in influence peddling and his father, potentially while serving as vice president, may have benefited financially. Here's another example. Everything that they say they're gonna the investigate Biden for, Trump and his spine, they actually did. So like every every thing they say is a confession, basically. In a press conference on Thursday, Comer accused the Biden family of defrauding the United States tax evasion, violating several laws, and money laundering, among other accusations. Every accusation is a confession, it seems. Every accusation is exactly what the Trump and his regime and his kids did. The president's participation in enriching his family is, in a word, abuse of the highest order, Comer said. I want to be clear. This is an investigation of Joe Biden, and that's where our focus will be next Congress. Ahead of the press conference, Comer said the evidence has never been packaged together and that his intention with laying out the information was to make it very clear that from this point on, this is no longer the Hunter Biden investigation. This is the Joe Biden investigation. He called Hunter Biden a corrupt national security threat, claiming his panel has evidence of relationships with Chinese, Russian, and Ukrainian officials. On Thursday, Comer also sent letters to the heads at the National Archives and Records Administration, Federal Bureau of Investigation, and Treasury Department requesting documents on the Biden family's business negotiations, domestic and abroad. He has also sent letters requesting information regarding the relationship and communication between Eric, Edward, George, who allegedly had business dealings and management with the Biden family. The White House responded, calling the investigation a conspiracy theory. Instead of working with President Biden to address issues important to the American people, like lower costs, congressional Republicans' top priority is to go after President Biden with politically motivated attacks chock full of long debunked conspiracy theories, said White House spokesperson Ian Sams. President Biden is not going to let these political attacks distract him from focusing on America's priorities, and we hope congressional Republicans will join us in tackling them instead of wasting time and resources on political revenge. Now, my issue with all that is Biden needs to be held accountable for thinking that the Republicans are working in good faith. They're operating in good faith. The Republicans are not operating in good faith in 2023. They are full blown fascist authoritarians. They their whole platform is basically grievance politics, white rage in a sense. Um, when President Biden, this is in my opinion, when President Obama was elected twice democratically, um, their heads exploded. So now all they have is white grievance politics, and they never want uh, the democratic process to work in favor of democracy. They are basically all in on appointing a dictator for this country, a white dictator, to be frank, so that we never have a chance, the people never have a chance to vote for who they want. And they don't want to risk having another person of color in the White House. So that's why they are okay with authoritarianism, you know, strong arm tactics, gerrymandering, and fighting the democratic process. They don't want democracy because of that. Well, that's one of the reasons they don't want democracy. So, the special prosecutor that Garland assigned to the Biden investigation is an American attorney he was actually, let me see here, Robert Hur. He's a special counsel to investigate the discovery of classified documents. Hur, a Trump appointee who served as the U.S. Attorney in Maryland, will return to the department to conduct the investigation. Hur resigned from his post under Trump in early 2021. Prior to his appointment, he was an assistant U.S. Attorney for the District of Maryland and prosecuted gang violence, drug trafficking, firearm offense, and financial crimes. He was also previously a clerk for former Chief Justice William Rehnquist. The decision to appoint a special counsel followed the announcement of additional classified documents found at Biden's Wilmington residence. The White House was not given a heads up about a special counsel being appointed. Jean-Pierre said on Thursday during her press briefing that they weren't given a heads up. Biden was attending a memorial service in Washington when Garland made his announcement. So all that said, the White House is cooperating, unlike Trump, where his residence was not raided. They went in there because they tried to negotiate getting the documents that he'd stolen back to the National Archives. So no matter what the media or right-wing pundits say, he was not raided. They had a lawful warrant to go in and get those documents, which not all of the documents were even returned. So now we can, see the media. They now have a new butter emails narrative and talking points to pollute the airwaves, thanks to Merrick Garland. So this is going to be a long 2 years, and I'm going to do another. We're going to talk about this some more. I'm going to end it for now, but we're going to talk about this some more. I'm going to do some more follow-ups on this story. Of course, there will be follow-ups. So let me know what you think in the comments. And let me see here. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. What more do you want to hear? And any questions that you have about the process. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not an attorney general or anything like that. So I can explain as best as I can about what's going on. If there's something I can't explain, I will look it up for you. And in the meantime, thank you for joining.
City Scene Productions / Media Company and Seen and Heard podcast are peer supported. All support is greatly appreciated, whether it is equipment or financial. Every little bit helps. Every contribution, however big or small, powers our programming, staff and creators, and sustains our future. Any amount you are able to give to help support our journey and progress will be greatly appreciated. If you would like more info, please go to our contact page to leave a message, and one of the members of our team will get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you.